So in this video, we're creating two new enemies. I'm only showing one of them off right now, which is the Pyro. They basically just shoot fireballs at us, and then we can possess them, and we will also shoot fireballs. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so we can start off by selecting our attack folder and dragging in our fire bullet sprite, or PNG. And we're going to use this for creating a enemy that shoots fire bullets. So we can close this, and then we're basically going to be recreating our bullet to start off. So we're going to add in a kinematic body 2D, and we can rename this fire bullet. Let's have a look at our collision layers for this. None. Then we have collision detector, which detects environment, player, and enemy, because our player also uses a bullet sometimes. We've got dusk creature at 0.1. Our collision shape doesn't matter, and then we've got an animator underneath our sprite. So we can add in a sprite, add in a collision shape 2D, add in an area 2D, sorry. And instead of clicking this plus button, you can actually do Control A and then grab whatever you want. But you have to select what you're adding in, so sometimes it can just be easier to do that. So otherwise, we also need a timer and then an animation player on this. I just want to check what is the timer part 0.1. Okay, so we'll do sprite animator, and we can just call this our sprite. We can call this our hitbox, and this will be fire particle create delay. It's going to be auto start 0.1. Then this will collide with environment, enemy, and player. We can save it under scenes attacks. We can just give this a circle shape of 1, and we're not going to use it, so there's no point in really bothering with it. And we can drag in our sprite here, and we should have 6 H frames. And we'll go into our sprite animator, new, default, autoplay, looping 0.6, and then we can key in these frames. And we can play it. Looks decent. You know, the white flash doesn't make it look entirely like fire, but you want it to be attention grabbing so that the player can look for it and avoid it easier. Which is why I add a flashing white to my projectiles. But yeah, we can go ahead and define our hitbox as a circle shape. We'll do something like this, I think. Yep. What does that do? Yeah. Okay, so then we can hide this and add in a script to our fire bullet. Just gonna do Control A on our bullet, copy it, Control A on our script, and paste. So then now, impact effect we can change into a bit more of a red color. So then FF EE00 I think is a bit of an orangey red. Let me go ahead and type it in here. A little too yellow. Make something like something like this would be good. Okay. So now, what else do we have? We have jump dust, impact dust. Instead of jump dust, we are going to want fire particle is equal to preload fire particle.dscn. Go back to this error, then var. Then we will just add in fire particle and type in fire particle here, lowercase, copy and paste it. Then we don't need this. And copy this into here. Then we connect, timeout, cut that, paste it in here, delete this stuff. Then on body entered. Do we have an area entered? Collision detector. Okay, I'm just gonna change this name to collision detector. Disconnect this and reconnect it. I'm just gonna zoom in on my script a bit so it's easy for you guys to see. Yeah, so then we're gonna want to change this though to fire. Body dot isn't group enemy, and yeah. So do fire. Then if it hits an enemy, we're just gonna do burning damage here. And I will change this to 1 and 2. And then we'll duplicate this. Change it to 3, and it will be fire damage. Then we can just move it right here. Actually, does our enemies have invulnerability time? Just want to check that quickly. No, they do not. Okay, so we got this is done, I think, and we can close this, and then let's open on marksman enemy, and for our fire bullet user, they're basically going to be the exact same of our marksman, so we could just like recreate the marksman entirely, but that would be like a little annoying, you know, with all these nodes setting it up. So instead what we can do is put an export var ranged enemy type is equal to 0. And then I just want to have a look at our spawn animator. Okay, so it gets keyed into here. We're going to want to duplicate this. Then we'll rename it to spawn Pyro. Just drag it that way. And we're going to want like a red for this. So this is in our body sprite. We'll just select it and find a more red color. I don't think I would mind if it was a little pink either. Yeah, so we'll do something like this, and then we can copy that in there. And then I also want to check at our Die, we don't change anything, and then who's our stunned? Yeah, we just changed the self-modulate, which is good. So, yeah, what we can do now is on ready. Do we have our spawn animator do autoplay? Yeah, so we're gonna turn this off. And then in already, we're gonna do called the third spawn setup, and then func spawn setup. Then we'll do if enemy type is equal to 0, money.spawnAnimator.play spawn else money spawnAnimator.play spawn Pyro. And start off by just testing the color looking out a bit. So our marksman, range enemy type is 0, we play it, and already an error. It's just a breakpoint. Still something wrong. Invalid operand string and that. Oh, sorry, it's meant to be ranged enemy type. So, yeah, it's equal to 0, they spawn in like that. If it's equal to, no, we want to keep that, you can just duplicate them and create one with a range enemy type of 1. And it should be right on top of each other actually. Let me just drag them apart. Yeah, so now different color. Pretty impressive, isn't it? Anyway, we can go into our marksman again. And where's our bullet? We can do const fire bullet is equal to preload fire bullet.tscn, and we can scroll down a bit. I just want to bring all these in. Attack delay, is that what we do? Yeah, so then if ranged enemy type is equal to 0, then we do this. Else, and I'm just gonna copy this stuff in here and change this to fire bullet, and we don't really need to change that. So yeah, let's have a look at what they do. And yeah, just gotta change that to sprites like that. Okay, I just want to turn some of our players' abilities off just because they're getting in the way of seeing things properly. So, false and false. Yeah, so we get set on fire. Oh, how does the 3-door play again? 1 fire damage. Did we change that to 2? I think we'll leave it at 1. Yeah, and I think that's looking fairly good. The projectile for it, yeah, and we still possess the marksman though. Otherwise, what else can we change? We can change their health around. What's our marksman's basic health? 6. So then in here we'll do health is equal to 10. So then what does it take? Normally like 2 hits or 1 hit since they're invulnerable. So I spawn vulnerable times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so they already get tougher. And yeah, it's a pretty simple way to get a decent variety on your enemies. And you don't want to do this all the time, of course, because otherwise all your enemies have the same attack patterns and they get a little too predictable. But yeah, it's a fairly useful way to do things. So now we can go ahead and go into our spawn setup. Any type is equal to string, and what's it normally at? Marksman, so then we'll just do Pyro. Then we can go into our player and do const fire bullet is equal to preload fire bullet.tscn, and then we can scroll down. Let me just bring this stuff back up. Okay, so then ready, do we do anything? Nope. Physics process. I believe everything is in our possess type process. And we got possess type process. Yeah, so we'll just go down here. lf possess type is equal to Pyro. Body sprite dot self modulate is equal to string. I'll go and get it later. Gun sprite dot visible is equal to true. And then we can just copy and paste this. Okay, I'll just go and get that now then. Color. So spawn Pyro and copy this. Just gonna drag that there. Yeah, so now we go back to our player and paste it in here. Then we can bring that up. Check for attack. And we'll do or possess type is equal to Pyro. Then we'll do if possess type is equal to marksman. Then we'll tab that forward. Else we will copy and paste it here, except we will do fire bullet. No, fire bullet, yeah, does a little more damage. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, seems to kind of work. I just want to change this around to make stuff easier. Just put our marksman in there, and we'll actually just do this. Okay. Yeah, so now we get this bullet that goes in any direction. You know what? I think I don't know why it took me so long to come up with this. So I was thinking of how we can do our guns to still give us a dash, since the melee has a huge advantage with it. Instead of going, and I was I was dumb in thinking that it would have to be forward, towards where our mouse was, but then that would bring us closer to the enemy we were shooting at, so it's like, oh no, I don't really want to do that. But I can just make it that we go in the opposite direction of our mouse, so I'll probably do that next video. But yeah, we have this projectile, which sets our enemy on fire, dealing 3 damage in total, so should kill them after 2. Since it does burn them, you know, it doesn't give us any a chance to possess them, so this will probably be a fairly powerful projectile. We will buff its damage later, but for now we're just gonna leave it how it is. You know, I've been saying it for a while that we need to do a video on balancing, but we're just gonna get all the enemies we can possess first. So that's it for the marksman, except we also want to do fire resistance. So then if ranged enemy type is equal to 1, damage amount divide equals by 2.0. And then actually we'll just do damage amount minus equals 2. So we're gonna have a flat damage reduction. Then if damaged amount is smaller than 0, damaged amount is equal to 0. That way we don't get negative fire ticks. Yeah, so I just want to go into here, copy our Pyro into here as well, and we will go and kill them. Then yeah, I just want to check that it works fine with our marksman. Yep, and then since we're doing 1 burning damage and 2 fire damage, so normally it would take us 4 hits. Now it should take us 10. We're at 3, 4, 5 hits. Let me go into our fire bullet again. Okay, so we actually do 3 fire damage. Yeah, so that makes sense, because then we'll take 1 fire damage from it, but reduce it by 2, so it gets set to 1, so we should be taking 2 damage. Or the enemy should be taking 2 damage every time we hit them, so 5, yep. And then we're just gonna give the player a small fire damage resistance. So then on receive damage, if possess type is equal to Pyro, damage amount minus equals 1, and if, oh sorry, I did an error. Anyway, so then if damage amount is equal, sorry, smaller than 0, damage amount is equal to 0. And I just want to check our platforming flamethrower. It changes to 2. So basically, possessing a Pyro should make us immune to the Pyro's attacks, but we're still gonna have a bit of, we're gonna take damage from every other fire thing. So yeah, there is possessing the Pyro and making the Pyro done. So now there's 1 more enemy we're gonna make. So we can go into our clone and we'll do export var is captain is equal to false, and then in our ready we'll do something similar. We'll do call deferred setup func setup if is captain is equal to false, and the spawn animator dot play spawn, and then we can go to here, duplicate it, rename this to spawn captain. Then we'll change this to like some sort of green. Make it a little less obnoxious. Yeah, something like that. So then we can copy this. I just want to go into our player, possess type process. If possessed type is equal to captain body sprite dot self modulate is equal to this. Okay, so then we can go into here again and do else money spawn animator dot play spawn captain. Health is equal to 12 for now, and then possessed, enemy type is equal to captain. And what's our normal health for this person? I think it's, okay, it's 5. Let's do something like 11. Maybe we'll just do a double. So let's do 15 actually. How much health does our Ronin have? 11. Okay, so yeah, we'll do 15, and then our possessing the captain is going to give us 3 health though. I can actually do 14. So then just want to bring all this stuff in. Okay, and then I want to do if is captain is equal to true. Then I want to add one of these again. Dot angle, and we'll do plus 0.5. We'll make this large melee 2, and we'll have to copy and paste this throughout all of this. And move it forward. I'm going to duplicate that. And then we can actually just delete that. Then we got large melee 3, and we're just going to duplicate this for this. And then this can be changed to minus, and what is our error? 2, and we're going to have to copy and paste that among all of these. And then do 3, copy and paste it here, and yeah, let's just delete all of these enemies and instance in a clone, and then we'll set this one to be the captain. Okay, they attack normally. Okay, those aren't spread out as far as I'd like them to be. Let's do -2 and +2. So we want to change the offset for them. So let's just Control K this for now and get the second one working. So then large melee2 dot position plus equals vector2. Wait a second. Let's copy this. Let's do vector 2 attack angle dot normalize dot x attack angle dot normalize dot y, and we'll change this to a -y. I just want to see what that does. You know, I think I might leave it at 2 attacks. Oh, it just makes them a little more deadly. Then we'll change this to green. And we can open our large melee. If color is equal to green, sprite dot modulate is equal to, and I just want to go and grab our color. So we'll put that in there. Run the game. Okay, we only changed one of those. So we'll go back into our clone and make this green as well. But yeah, it gives him a bit of a wider attack range. And they've also got more health. What happened to repossessed him? Just get this. Yeah, I'm not gonna make that it changes our attack at all. I'm just gonna make it that it gives us more health and, you know, changes our color. Let's open our player possessed mode. Okay, and then in here we can do if body.enemy type is equal to captain. Player.current max health is equal to 3, and then player.health is equal to 3. And we gotta go into our health bar actually. What do we modulate it? So we got void, clone, marksman, jetpack, ronin. We'll do global data.player.possessed type is equal to string and colon, then health points dot self modulate is equal to string. Then I'm just going to copy that and put it in here. And we got captain and Pyro. I believe we still got captain. Nope. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Go into a player, copy that, paste, copy, paste, and we can run our game. And we get free health. Oh, our marksman is now doing that. Sorry, not our marksman, our clone. Going to attack delay timeout. If is captain is equal to false, then we'll paste that word. Else, then we'll copy this, paste it in here, and we need to delete that stuff. Then we'll change this to red. Okay, so that's still working. And then I just want to check that our captain's color is still correct. Okay, and then now what we need to do is test out that our health bar changes to the correct color when we instance in, when we possess a Pyro. Yep, that looks like a pink to me. Okay, so yeah, there we go. We added in 2 new enemies in one video. I think this is all the enemies we're gonna add in that you can possess. There's gonna be a couple non-enemies that you can possess. I'm thinking like, kind of like non-hostile, just creatures that roam around. And yeah, I'm thinking we'll do a couple bugs that are like for mobility. Like we'll do a little fly you can possess, and then you can fly around, but you won't be able to attack. And you'll have to use your detonate, like your self-destruct, if you want to possess another enemy, or wait for the environment to kill an enemy, or whatever, you know. And then we'll also add in probably some sort of enemy that you can possess that runs along walls. And yeah, there's a couple different things we can do. We'll probably make it that other enemies aren't hostile towards bugs, even if you're possessing one. But yeah, otherwise I think after that we've got to make a couple more lead enemies. We got to do camera limits. We got to do save points. There's lots of stuff. Yeah, but that's the direction we're heading in at the moment. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And if you liked the video, then maybe consider subscribing or liking the video. And I hope you have a good day.